shuffling down his throat. He had a big wedge of potatoes and a lemon wedge. I mean, like, this was here for a reason, that he needed assistance with his meals. He could not eat by himself, and he was eating by himself when I was here on Friday for lunch. I came back Saturday for dinner. He was at that table. Nobody was with him. Nobody was paying attention of nothing. He was, the food was all over the floor, was all over the table, was all over him. He was grabbing it and shuffling it down his throat, and it was chopped. It was not soft puree.
So I think after Nelson spoke with the dietitian, she
But they didn't change it.
graded it to chop,
No, they
to
didn't.
ground, but not pureed.
They didn't change it at all. I mean,
So it was the same
yes,
consistency?
it was, yeah. Because I looked at the paper that they bring the trade in, the lunch, and I said, this is not even changed yet at all, yeah. So no, it was never changed.
I did talk with the dietitian, so I'll follow up with her some more, because she told me she had downgraded it to ground as well. But it seems like it should have been pureed, like
Exactly,
baby
the whole
food
time. That's what I do at
consistency.
Newman. That's what I do. I put it in a blender and in a little chopper, and I actually feed him, because he would have his anxiety to feed himself. He grab it and choke it or put it on. And this one being regular, yeah, it was, you know.
You are right about that.
And again, he was here, for what I gather, Saturday. He had been on that chair all day long. The guy next in there, he said he's not been in this room all day. So he was on that pediatric chair all day in that room. He was drenched and he was soaking wet. And his feet was dabbing around from sitting all day. So no, he was not being, yeah. And I was gonna suck it up, get him home, and I said, you know, it was a time for, I wasn't even gonna say anything to the respite care
I'm glad you said
about that.
something.
No, he was being neglected, honey, big time, yes, yeah. I took some pictures of him, and I took pictures of the food all over the floor, all over the table, his clothes, which is, you know, and no one was with him in that room. No.
What
Nobody
time
was.
did they feed them today, this morning? What time did they eat this morning?
So normally breakfast is anywhere between about 8:15 to 8:30 gets. So after they pass the trays and feed, I would say they probably would start around 8:45 to 9. That's normally the window, the breakfast
Right, yeah,
window. And then with lunch is normally maybe about 11:30.
Right, yeah.
That's normally the window.
So did he already have lunch?
So he had breakfast this
Mhm.
morning, and Karina said he had breakfast, and there was an instant where he did slid out of his wheelchair, because I also talked with her about that. She said he had breakfast, he was sitting up in his chair. One of the workers told her he was getting restless. When she came in, she said he was sliding out, his bottom actually was on the floor, and she said she assisted him back to the wheelchair, and then they were feeding him for lunch. So they were feeding him for lunch, and he had an apneic episode. But with what you're telling me, with the consistency of the food that he had, because she said she went and she got the provider and she got the other assistant director, and they helped him to get the food out of his mouth. So
That's
it
all
could
really
be
choked
that
there.
he after they got the food out, you know, he was still breathing, but he continues to have apneic episodes after that, and then they laid him down and just had him pass. So was the food still there? No, it was dislodged. However, I am going to take the responsibility of the fact that we should have had his consistency
Yeah, 'cause I
change
reported
after
it
you talked
twice.
with
I
them
did.
on
I
Friday.
talked to Nelson, the nurse, that it wasn't, you know, that's his name, Nelson?
Nelson, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and he reported it to a dietitian. And I came back on Saturday, and some little girl came up to me, because the minute I walked in here, I walked in there, and she just ran like, okay, you know, like she was actually doing something, but no, she wasn't. Nobody was with him, period. And I said, he's gonna choke on this food. And I said, it needs to be puree, it needs to be soft. I said, he's gonna choke on you guys. And she said, okay, I'll go tell him. she was petite, white girl like me, something, I didn't get her name, and she said she went and told them. But honestly, it was never changed.
I must say the dietitian Jenna, she's the director of dietitian, she was the one I spoke with. She did say that the registered dietitian on Friday made a note that it was
It was not
reported
changed.
to be changed,
Cause
so.
Saturday at dinner time, it wasn't. I mean, like, no. I mean, I can tell you, because I took a picture of
No,
his meal
I
ticket. Yeah, yeah.
believe you.
And I also took a picture of what he was eating Saturday for lunch. It was a big chunk of potato, not even cut up at all. And he reached for the lemon wedge and tried to put it in his mouth. I mean, like I said, he could not be eaten by himself at all. And that's the reason that was there. But this was open after I was here, you know, put it so the staff could see it, because they didn't know nothing about him that much, other than what, you know, whatever they, you know, relate to you guys. And, yeah. So I had made, you know, I did his medicines, I did what he likes to do, all his clothes, and I felt like that was really needed to be posted so everybody, all the shifts could know what they were dealing with. But obviously it was not overlooked.
So I have a question. So is it normal for the workers to be working on good on the bathroom while he's over here?
So they're renovating the bathroom, and Stephanie had asked them to stop, but
Okay, prior to that, this-
there were contractors, and I'm just going to assume that they did not know. But I know Hunter, we had told
But they
Hunter,
just
the
apologized.
administrator.
but they knew that there was a patient in the room.
They didn't know he passed.
Well, no, but even still,
No.
if there's a patient in the room, why are they renovating the bathroom? First off, all
They-
the dust and everything, cause it wasn't like the bathroom door was shut, so.
I honestly don't think they came in and checked. I think it was on the list to be renovated.
Okay, you
and they
said that
just-
one of the workers let them know that he fell out of the chair though.
No, she did say one of the workers told her he was getting restless.
Right, so they knew
But-
that there was a patient in the room.
They should have known, but they're contractors, and honestly, I can't say why they did that, because it's a customer service issue. None of us would have worked on the bathroom, but I don't know why, because even Stephanie had went to them and asked them not to, and they
Well, that was
still
after we was here,
continued
yeah.
to do that.
Well, that was after we had
Yeah.
actually showed up, but even still, like, they've been here since 8 o'clock this morning, cause I asked one of the workers what time he got here.
I can't
What time
give
they
you a
started doing
reason
that.
as to why.
To me, it's like an agitation to the patient while they're in there hammering.
It is. It's an
different.
agitation to, because we always clear the rooms out completely and move the patients.
So it's
to
y'all's
other
fault that y'all
rooms.
didn't make sure that he was out of the room, or she'll let the workers know, hey, there's someone in there.
There is a lack in communication, for sure.
Big time.
You know, there is a lack in
I see
communication with the
when
fact that
that guy that he
someone.
was there. Now, he told me when I was here Saturday, and I think his feet was swelling like a retard. Because the guy was cold, and I turned the air down for him or whatever, and he said that he had not been in the room all day, that he had been, so I'll take it that he was on his chair from early in the morning till I got here that afternoon to, and that's when I saw his feet like, oh my God, he's so swelling. And after that, I got the girl detect coming, and I said, he needs to be clean, he needs to be dry. That diaper weighed 10 pounds full of pee. I mean, literally, he was just drenched.
About
So
what time did you come in?
I came here right at dinner time.
And we are sorry for
I knew.
you walking in, seeing that. I mean,
Yeah.
do apologize for that.
Well, but you know, that's not enough. I mean, that shows that somebody is not with the ball, with the program.
I'm not even gonna find an
Yeah.
excuse for that. You
Yeah.
are correct.
Yeah. The
ball
I mean,
was
I hate
dropped.
not.
So
I
his
mean,
roommate, when did he get moved out?
I haven't been up here, but I'm gonna assume it's today. Was-
oh yeah, his
I'm
clothes
gonna-
are still in there, so
I'm
he's.
gonna assume they
And then
moved
he
him
moves
out
around.
today to get the room, but he should have been out of the room, cause normally when we renovate, we get the room
No,
completely
that,
cleared
I mean,
up.
his
Yeah, but
clothes
I'm
are
saying,
still
but
there.
I'm saying that, like, they,
No, that
they
we
knew
would
that he
leave
was
their
here,
stuff
they
if
could have
it's
made
not
those workers stop or something, if they knew to take that guy out, why didn't they take him out? I know he's gonna be
Right.
discharged, but that's relevant.
And
So,
that
his
could have
people-
been, I don't know the reason for it, it shouldn't have happened. We obviously dropped the ball, I'm not gonna give you an excuse because there is no excuse for it. It could be that they think because he's gonna be discharged, however, it shouldn't have happened. So I do apologize, I am taking ownership for it, I will not give you an excuse and say this is the reason or this is not, and I'm not gonna blame it on the workers as well, because as you say, and as she told me, when the nurse came in and saw him, she should have removed him out of the room. Even though we normally leave their belongings if it's a short renovation and don't, but get them out of the room, so you're right.
So you say he was clean, how did they clean him in, they clean him in the bed, or they didn't take him in the bathroom, that's for sure, the way the bathroom looks right now, there's, you know, she just did a bath
Splash
yeah,
bath.
right, yeah, okay, yeah.
But I am truly sorry. And I know that my apology isn't gonna fix or change anything, but I am truly sorry about all these events.
It's just, you know, you understand, some things slip through the cracks, but something like that, as big as this, shouldn't have slipped through the cracks like that. You know, when y'all call the family, you should have known, hey, there's people, someone knew that there's people in there working, you should have told them, hey, y'all need to clear out, we've got family coming in eventually, you need to be out, regardless. Like, we shouldn't have walked into that. He shouldn't have had to been in here since 8 o'clock this morning with all that going on.
So what time did he pass?
I'll check from Abigail. I think she said 11.
It was 11:55.
11:55. Cause it was in the process of having lunch.
While the construction in the bathroom was going on.
Quite possible.
Oh, it's for sure, cause I asked the one of the men working, I said, what time did you start working on that bathroom? He said 8 o'clock.
This morning.
Which is unacceptable. Even in perfect health, you wouldn't wanna be in the same room with all that mess going on.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I haven't been in my office much today, only because I'm right below it, so there is no excuse for it. And I really hate that we had to see each other again like this, Mrs. Reynolds. I hate that.
But honestly, when we were here back in 2021, we were here for 3 months, I had to be on top of everybody for him to be, yeah. If you remember when we had that bowel infection or something, could not get it to the lab. It was like, it took forever to get it tested. I even offered like, okay,
Cause he had
I'm gonna take it myself. Tell me where the lab is. He needs to be in antibiotics. He needs to, you know, yeah. And, you know, I was here from 8 o'clock in the morning till make sure that he was in the bed, had his, at one time we were feeding children him, and then we were feeding him, which I was doing that three meals a day. Make sure that, you know, he was not gonna aspirate, that he was not gonna choke. I was here for 3 months in a row, never missed a day. Got home, got him to transfer, got him walking, talking, coherent. We did a lot at home. And then we had a little situation in February when he went from one place to another and went to another, so we we, decided that he was gonna come home regardless, and hospice took over. And, Miss Dominique can tell you, care that he got at home was over the top, honestly. And I'll get it. You can't watch somebody 24/7, in any place you go, not unless you have a one-on-one, and that was me, one-on-one for him the whole time. And then the respite care came available, and okay, I need this so I can keep going, but I came over here for this, and I know we're not here forever, God called us when He's ready,
The
but
circumstances.
yes. And sometime during the night or early this morning, I had a dream about walking in here. And the room was just him, but he was on the floor. And they had removed that guy next door, and there was a big great pad cushioning in the room. So if he'll fall, he will go in there. And there's another, in the same dream, he had put on his shoes, he was in a hospital gown, and he was going down the steps right here, like pretty much. And once he got on and I followed him, and I said, wait, we can't do that, we need to get back to the room. But then, everything was locked, we couldn't get out of there. And that door locks. You had to have a code for that. And I looked, and then he was gone. Like, where do you go? That's,
Had a premonition.
and I almost came here this morning to get him home. I was halfway here, went to the store and get stuff that I needed for him and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, he's there, so they taking care of him. Just let it go, Maria. You can't, you're not the only one that can take care of him. And, but I didn't answer. The only thing that kept me from coming was that I knew that his wheelchair would not fit in the back of in the hatch of my car, because I was gonna, about 9:30 this morning, I was gonna drive here, see that he ate breakfast or whatever, and just take him home.
That's when you went to buy groceries too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Because I needed juices and stuff like that for him. God love him.
I'm gonna bring some extra chairs so you all can take your time, grieve,
Thank you.
and we just give you all privacy. You can just let us know.
But just so you know,
And I'll take care of it.
the staff needs to be addressed a lot more now, as far as being on top of people. Yeah.
Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't gonna say nothing until I said go home, and we just, but after this, you guys need to know that the staff is really slacking on their light, or whatever,
Yes, ma'am.
Honestly, Saturday, he was never moved out of his chair all day long, and he was left in that break room. There was no reason for his feet to be that big around. Or even if he was in the room, I'll get it, they had to keep an eye on him. They cannot come in here and just stay with him. But the chair should have been tilted back so he can get relief on his bottom, and his feet wouldn't have been swollen that big. Yeah.
I'm gonna get in touch with you tomorrow as well, because I do feel like we need to talk some more. So, first I can't fix this, but I want the opportunity.
Yeah. I know it's Friday, Sandra was the tech, and I looked at his food. Oh no, he's been eating that way the whole time. He's fine, he's fine. And I said, no, he's not. He is gonna choke on you guys. Yeah.
I will talk with the dietitian.
And then the one on, of course, on Saturday, there was nobody with him, and period. So, I don't know who was on. Oh, the girl had gone down to it, whatever. But no, nobody was with him the whole time, period. He was just there on his own.
Thank you, Maria. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, careful.